You think you can spot a toxic partner, right? Wrong. They don't show up with a warning label. They don't scream at you on the first date. No, they smile. They act sweet. They say all the right things. But here's the scary part. They use questions, not insults, not attacks, just simple questions that sound normal, caring even. But they're not. These questions are traps designed to make you feel guilty, confused, and like you're the problem. And if you don't know what to listen for, you'll fall right in. But you're not crazy. And today, I'm showing you the 5 questions toxic partners always ask, why they're dangerous, and exactly what to say back. Because once you hear these, you'll never be fooled again. Let's go.
All right, question 1. Why are you so sensitive? Picture this. She says something that hurts. Maybe she makes a joke about your weight, your job, something you're insecure about. So you speak up. You say, "Hey, that actually hurt." And instead of saying sorry, she looks at you like you're the problem and says, "Why are you so sensitive?" Wait, what just happened? You told her she hurt you, and now suddenly you're too dramatic, too weak, too much. She just flipped it on you. This is a trick, bro, a really sneaky one. She's making you feel bad for having feelings, like you're overreacting when you're literally just being human. Here's the truth. Your feelings are real. If something hurts, it hurts. That's normal. That's valid. When someone calls you sensitive, they're trying to make you stop talking, stop complaining, stop calling them out. Let me tell you why this works so well. When she calls you sensitive, your brain starts wondering, am I really too sensitive? Do I overreact? Maybe I should just toughen up. And just like that, you're not thinking about what she did wrong anymore. You're thinking about what's wrong with you. That's exactly what she wants. See, toxic people know most guys don't want to look weak or emotional, so they use that against you. They push your buttons, say hurtful things, and when you react, like any normal human would, they act shocked, like you're being ridiculous. So what do you say? Try this. I'm not too sensitive. What you said was just disrespectful. Simple, clear, no apologizing for having feelings. Because healthy partners listen, they say sorry, they change their behavior. Toxic partners blame you for reacting. So if someone calls you sensitive every time you express yourself, don't believe them. Believe your feelings instead. Question 2. Can't you take a joke? Oh, bro, this one's brutal. Let's say she makes fun of you in front of your friends. Maybe she laughs at something you care about, something personal. You feel embarrassed, you feel disrespected, so you tell her, that wasn't cool. And she laughs, she shakes her head and says, can't you take a joke? Now you feel stuck, because if you say no, you look boring, serious, like you have no sense of humor. But if you say yes, she keeps doing it, she keeps hurting you, and you're supposed to just smile. Here's what's really happening. She hurt you, and instead of owning it, she's calling it a joke. But jokes are supposed to be funny for everyone, not just the person saying them. If you're not laughing, it's not a joke, it's just mean. This is how toxic people get away with being cruel. They hide behind humor. They act like you're the problem for not laughing. Let me break down why this question is so dangerous. It puts all the blame on you. Think about it. She said something hurtful, but now the focus isn't on what she said, it's on your reaction. You're the one who can't take a joke. You're the one ruining the vibe. See how she flipped it? And here's the worst part. She'll keep doing it, and every time you call her out, she'll use the same excuse. It's just a joke. Relax. But you're not relaxing. You're slowly losing respect for yourself because you keep letting it slide. So what do you say? Try this. Jokes are supposed to be funny. That was just disrespectful. Boom, you just called her out, calmly and clearly. Because real partners don't hurt you on purpose and then blame you for being hurt. Toxic people do. So if she keeps saying it's just a joke, pay attention. That's not love, that's cruelty with a smile. All right, question 3. Why do you always make everything about you? This one's evil, bro. Let me paint the picture. You're upset. Maybe you had a terrible day at work. Maybe something happened that stressed you out. So you talk to her. You start explaining how you feel, and before you even finish, she cuts you off.
Why do you always make everything about you? Hold on, you were just sharing your feelings, you were asking for support, and now you're selfish? This is called deflection. Toxic people use it to avoid caring about you, to avoid being there for you. Because if they make you feel guilty for talking, you'll stop talking, you'll keep your feelings inside, you'll stop asking for help. And that's exactly what she wants. See, toxic people don't like when the attention isn't on them. They don't like when you need something, so they flip it. They make you feel bad for having needs, for being human. But here's the truth. Talking about your feelings is not selfish. Asking for support is not selfish. That's literally what relationships are for. Let me tell you why this question is so damaging. It makes you feel like your problems don't matter, like you're a burden, like you're asking for too much just by existing and having emotions. So what happens? You stop sharing, you stop reaching out, you bottle everything inside. And that's dangerous, bro, because everyone needs support, everyone needs someone to talk to. But with a toxic partner, you learn to suffer in silence because every time you open up, you get punished for it. So what do you say? Try this. I'm not making it about me, I'm just telling you how I feel. That's what partners do. Don't apologize, don't shrink, just state the fact. Because healthy partners want to hear how you feel. They care, they listen, they help. Toxic partners punish you for needing them. You deserve someone who actually gives a damn. Question 4. When did I ever say that? Okay, this one will make you feel crazy, literally. Let's say she told you something. Maybe she promised to do something for you. Maybe she said something hurtful that you can't forget. And later, you bring it up, and she looks at you confused, almost offended, and says, "When did I ever say that?" Now you're stuck, because you know she said it. You remember it clear as day, but she's acting like it never happened, like you made it up, like you're imagining things. This is called gaslighting. It's when someone makes you doubt your own memory, your own reality, and it's one of the most harmful things a toxic person can do. Because once you start doubting yourself, she can control you. She can lie, break promises, say whatever she wants, and you'll never call her out because you're too busy wondering if you're going crazy. But you're not. Let me explain why this is so dangerous. Your memory is how you understand your life. It's how you know what's real. When someone messes with that, they're messing with your sense of reality. You start thinking, maybe I'm too forgetful, maybe I'm misunderstood, maybe I'm not reliable. And that's exactly what she wants, because if you don't trust yourself, you'll trust her instead, even when she's lying. This is psychological warfare, bro, and the scary part is, it works. After a while, you start recording conversations, screenshotting texts, keeping receipts just to prove you're not crazy. And that's not a relationship, that's survival mode. So what do you say? Try this. You did say that, and I remember it clearly. Don't argue, don't try to prove it with a 10-minute explanation, just stand firm. Because healthy people might forget things, that's normal. But when they do, they say, "Oh, I don't remember that, but maybe I did." They don't attack you, they don't make you feel insane. Toxic people do. So if she keeps denying things you know happened, that's not forgetfulness, that's manipulation. Protect yourself. Last one, and this might hurt the most. After everything I've done for you, imagine you finally stand up for yourself. You set a boundary. You say no to something unreasonable. You call her out on her behavior. And instead of listening, she looks at you with hurt eyes and says, "After everything I've done for you?" Oof, that stings, doesn't it? Now you feel guilty, ungrateful, like a terrible person. But wait, let's think about this. Real kindness doesn't come with a price tag. Real love doesn't keep score. If someone truly cares about you, they don't throw their good deeds in your face. They don't use them as weapons. This is manipulation, bro. Pure and simple. She's reminding you of nice things she did, so you'll forget the bad things she's doing now. She wants you to feel like you owe her, like you can't speak up, like you have to accept whatever she does because of the past. But that's not how relationships work. Doing nice things doesn't give someone permission to hurt you. Helping you once doesn't mean you have to accept disrespect forever.
Let me tell you why this question is so effective. It weaponizes your gratitude. She knows you appreciate what she's done, so she uses that against you. Every time you try to set a boundary, she brings up the past to guilt you into submission. And here's the worst part. You start keeping quiet. You stop standing up for yourself because you feel like you owe her, like your feelings don't matter as much as her past favors. That's not love, bro. That's debt collection. So what do you say? Try this. I appreciate what you've done, but that doesn't mean I can't have boundaries. Calm, respectful, but firm. Because people who genuinely love you want you to have boundaries. They want you to be happy. They want you to feel safe. Toxic people keep score. They remember every favor. They use your gratitude as a chain. So if she uses her kindness as a weapon, that's not love, that's control. Here's what you need to remember. Toxic people don't always look toxic. They don't walk around being mean 24/7. No, they ask questions. Innocent-sounding questions. Questions that make you doubt yourself. Questions that flip everything around. And if you don't know what to listen for, you'll fall for it every single time. But now you know. Now you know the 5 questions. You know the tricks. You know what to say back. So the next time she asks you one of these questions, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is she trying to understand me or is she trying to control me? Because that's the difference. Healthy people ask questions to learn, to connect, to support you. Toxic people ask questions to confuse you, to blame you, to make you feel small. Don't let them. Stand your ground. Trust your feelings. Use your voice because you deserve someone who lifts you up, not tears you down. You deserve someone who cares about your feelings, not someone who makes you feel guilty for having them. So